Okay, hello Jund fans. Welcome to another modern Magic League with Jund. Taking this list from one of the well-performing lists over the weekend of Super Qualifiers. This was piloted by Moda name 30A. Managed to top 8 one of the big tournaments over the weekend. Pretty much identical. I made a couple of changes. I've added the extra bolt. They're only playing 3. I like the extra bolt just for the reach. They were playing 3 fatal push, so just shave one of those. I think that's the only change in the main, and then the side I've just swapped out the 2 fulminators for these 2. I like these don't get Veil of Summit. So yeah, we're gonna give this a go, see how it performs. So yeah, let's jump into a league. So I hope everyone's doing well today. While we're waiting for this first round to fire up, let's just a quick reminder to if my content is something you're enjoying, please do think about liking and subscribing to the channel. I post quite a lot of Jund and other sort of mid-range content. If the deck plays Thoughtseize, you can usually find me playing it. So yeah, and feel free to let me know what you think in the comments. Okay, so been paired. We are on the draw. What do we think about this? I'm kind of tempted by this. If we find any land in the first 2 draws, this hand is really good. I'm going to risk it. Every time I do this, I swear I will never keep 1 land as with Jund, but you know we can still cast a lot of our spells, and any sort of land off the top is really good. Okay, that's not what we want to see off the top. So here, I think we go and get. So we want to be casting Wrenn and 6 if we find a land next turn. We've got 4 copies of Blackleaf Cliffs, which mean that red is possibly more likely than green to come up. So I think we'll go and get Overgrown Tomb here and Inquisition. Okay, so this is Jeskai with Blood Sun and I assume Lotus Field. So I think we take Tail's End here. If we find a fetch land and they counter it at this point, it's going to be really bad. Oh, we do miss, sadly. They found another Tail's End anyway, so I think we're just taking that. Yeah, unfortunately missing a land here, but my opponent hasn't got too much going on at the moment. Maybe they'll miss a land as well. They'll probably Cleansing Wildfire if they don't. Oh no, they find Lotus Field. Okay. So yeah, unfortunately we I think we have to go and get Swamp here. We can't afford to not. Okay, so there's a Catacomb, so we are a little bit punished for that. So we'll Thoughtseize, Double Path and Blood Sun. So we're going to take this Blood Sun. I guess something we should have thought about was the Blood Sun before, because it shuts off fetch lands. Probably should have fetched. They found another Blood Sun. Oh, that's really annoying. Okay, so we'll go and get Stomping Ground, I think. Yeah, that's pretty irritating there. The curse of Thoughtseize, you know, you can't Thoughtseize the top of your opponent's deck. But they have missed a land. Yeah, things not looking the best for us at the moment. Especially now. Opponent finds another Lotus Field. Okay, sure. Yeah, we're just going to concede. Yeah, we were fairly unfortunate there. I think it was my keep that was sketchy. My opponent drew very well. You know, we left them with 2 paths, 2 exiles in hand. They found Blood Sun into Lotus Field into Shark Typhoon. So, but yeah, I think my keep was mostly at fault there. So we're going to bring in these. So worth noting that Lotus Field has hexproof, but it doesn't after they play Blood Sun. So we're going to play those. We're going to get rid of the Fatal Pushes. Could consider Unravels. Thoughtseize is definitely something we're interested in. Maelstrom Pulse I think we're interested in. I think we're interested in all these kind of grindy cards. Decay is interesting for Blood Sun. Crocs is really good. I don't think Scavenging Ooze is going to be that great here. Let's have an extra copy of Thoughtseize. Don't think we're considering Unravel that much unless it's a lot better than anything we're currently doing. I could see Brutality potentially, but I don't. Again, is it better than Lightning Bolt? They are running to Fairy Time Raveler. Let's split the difference and bring in 1 Brutality. Yeah. Blame my my sketchy keep for for that loss. I think if we hit a land there, I think we probably would have won the game. Yeah, this hand's fine. So we're going to fetch first, just to dodge Tail Zoned and Blood Sun. And we're going to go and get Overgrown Tomb, I think. Inquisition. Opponent's got, oh crikey, Path, Purge, and a pretty slow hand. So I think we're going to take one of these Purges. And then we're going to Crocs the next turn, probably. There's the Ralgrin Triome. Okay, Bolt. Not the best draw. Okay, so my opponent does have the answer for this Croxer. Get rid of the path, which is fair enough, given that they've got a Purge. So now we want to hit, so that's another Triome. That's a little bit annoying. But Lily next, Lily just gets purged is the problem. Okay, opponent floating 2 blue and then probably going to Lotus Field. This does shut them off some colours. Okay, so they cycle Shark Typhoon. Play a Steam Vents. How interested am I in just bolting my opponent? Don't think so. Yeah, that's a good draw. So we're just going to fetch right now. What do we want? We could get Blood Crypt, or we could just get a basic. Given that my opponent's running Path, I think I'm going to get... Liliana... No, Liliana just dies to Celestial Purge, so let's Blood Braid, see what we can hit. Cleansing Wildfire, not the best hit here. We will hit one of the Triomes. Does draw us a card. Yeah, I guess actually that's pretty good. Blood Braid Elf. you know, Bloodbraid Elf destroying their Triome and drawing a card. I guess they were going to sack this anyway to the Lotus Field, probably. Blood Sun. Okay, so he could have done with hitting it now. There's Lotus Field. I've got 4 cards in hand. Wonder if they'll just purge this. I'd be surprised. Don't think we're interested in pulsing the Blood Sun right now. I think we're just going to Bloodbraid again. I think we want to hold up Bolt actually. So Bloodbraid Elf. Yeah, we'll cast Season Pyromancer. Do we want to Bolt? No, I think we're happy to... Well, how much do we want to keep the Liliana? Opponent's purging something. Okay, so opponent does purge that. So we could Bolt it in response, but no, I think that's just fine. So I think we're getting rid of Pulse. I guess trouble with Liliana is it does not deal with something like Teferi Teferi, big Teferi. But I think we are gonna keep. Okay, that's a bit annoying. We draw another Liliana. We have got Croxer waiting in the wings. Oh, opponent has another path to exile. So we'll go and grab a mountain, I think. Okay, hit my opponent for 3. Opponent has 2 cards in hand. Now, considering I drew the second Liliana, I wish I'd kept the Pulse. Okay, opponent choosing to Cleansing Wildfire. Don't think it really matters. I don't think we really want basic forest. Or if my opponent, well, I guess if my opponent Cleansing Wildfire is this one. Okay, opponent got 2 cards in hand. Not playing anything. Yeah, Goif's pretty nice. We'll attack first. And then we'll play a land, and then should be. I think we'll Croxer. So we've got choices here. We can Liliana, or we can Croxer Liliana. I think we're gonna Croxer Liliana. My opponent knows about the Croxer anyway. So I want to make sure the Goif is as big as possible. Opponent hasn't got sorcery, so we want to keep 1 sorcery in there. I'm a bit surprised that Croxer just resolves there. And it looked like my opponent was on auto pass. I mean, they might just have a... Okay, they get rid of a I'm going to... Now that we know that my opponent... Okay, we're going to tick up. Get rid of another Liliana. Opponent discards some lands. Okay, so my opponent hasn't got anything in hand. We've got a lot of board pressure. I think that's a concession. Okay, so we'll take the win there. Okay, so I think... So the Bolt was a little bit weak there. We didn't actually see any real instants and sorceries. I think my opponent drew pretty poorly there. Could consider a Bolt for another Brutality. What do we think about that? No, I think Bolt goes at Planeswalkers. I think that's fine. think that's fine. Yeah, I think this is fine. We've got a turn 2 Brennan 6 against control is kind of where you want to be. Although Blood Sun kind of does some damage if they've got turn 2 Tails End, but we have some other really good cards in the matchup, so I think we're going to keep. Yeah, Blood Sun shutting off fetch lands is pretty rough. Let's see. My opponent's mulliganed. Let's see if they like their 6. Okay, so opponents like their 6. So we're going to make sure we fetch. We're going to fetch pretty much right away. I'd like to draw a discard spell. That would be the ideal draw. Okay, opponent shocks in. So possibly an Opt, possibly a Serum Visions. Pithing Needle. Okay. Could be Renin 6, could be a fetch. Verdant Catacombs. Okay, we do have a Verdant Catacombs in hand, which is obviously a little bit annoying. But I'm just going to go ahead and fetch right now. We've got the Blackcleave Cliffs, so I think we'll get... Yeah, we need green mana, so we'll get Overgrown Tomb. And then see... Okay, just a tap land, so... That's pretty good, because now we can go Blackcleave Cliffs. Now, opponent could have... they don't, but my opponent could have had... What's it called? The 1 blue mana counter CMC2 Spell Snare. Or they could have had Force of Negation. Okay, they have Purge. But we get our 3rd land, which is nice. Maelstrom Pulse, okay. So yeah, we're just fetching all the time. So we need more red mana. We've got another black, so this is just in case we draw a Croxer. So we'll get Stomping Ground and cast Liliana of the Veil. And we'll ditch this Verdant Catacombs, which isn't doing us any favours. Okay. Inquisition's interesting. I think we want to do we want to Inquisition, or do we just want to discard my opponent? I think we're going to discard them here. I think we just want to get them as empty-handed as we can. Yeah, okay, so that was the correct decision. So we're going to get rid of the Tails End. And then tick up. Get my opponent completely empty-handed. What do we get rid of here? Is it the Pulse? Or is it a Bloodbraid Elf? I think it might be a Bloodbraid Elf. Yeah, because if you think about how do we lose this game, my opponent untaps and slams a Teferi or a big Planeswalker. So yeah, I think we're going to keep the Pulse for a turn. I could be wrong. But that's a 4/5 Tarmogoyf. So no, my opponent's got nothing in hand. Okay, opponent just concedes. So yeah, Renin 6 really getting the job done there. Not sure about this Pithing Needle, but yeah, I think we lost game one pretty much due to my my silly keep. But yeah, good to get the win there. And see you back again for round number 2. Okay, round number 2. Let's see what we're against. We're on the draw here. And we find an okay hand. Double discard and Tarmogoyf is not too bad. Gonna need to find some more lands, but we got our colours, and the mana can be pretty painless if we need it to be. Stomping Ground tapped, so this could be the mirror. It could be no, it's unlikely to be Burn. It could be Valakut, some sort of Valakut deck. Guess there's not much point in me theoreticizing. Right, so this is sacrificey stuff. Sacrifice permanent. That lets you. Okay, so we're going to take red and 6 here. I've seen a lot of Jund Sacrifice is kind of big on Arena for the in historic. So now depends. Do I want to play a Tarmogoyf or discard? I think we're just going to play a Goyf here. Opponent didn't fetch, so possibly looking for a land. They do find it. What are they going to play? Main deck Kitchen Finks is something I haven't seen for a while. That is the Finks. Okay. Okay, a land's good for us here. So the pulse is going. Okay, yeah, the pulse is going to be good if we can. Yeah, pulse is going to be good if we can get both Finks with it. So we get to Inquisition again and then play the Goyf. Okay, so this is the kind of combo you see in Standard at the moment, because you can sacrifice this to do to scry 1, yeah. So we're just going to take Mayhem Devil. It just deals quite a lot of damage, and Woe Strider can escape. Grows the Tarmogoyf. And we'll play another Tarmogoyf. Now I'd imagine there'll be a Woe Strider for my opponent next turn. But if they play the Kitchen Finks, we can Maelstrom Pulse, which will be nice. Okay, that's really good for us. I think we're just attacking. Maelstrom Pulse doesn't add anything to the... I suppose they could double block a Goyf? I think that's fine. Okay, yeah, this is fine because we get to clear out the Kitchen Finks this way. We gain some life. Do we care about pulsing these? I think we will. Like, this is annoying, and I think taking the 2 for 1 is pretty good. Maybe we should have waited on that. Won't auto yield actually. I don't want to take the damage if they find a Mayhem Devil. Notably, Mayhem Devil does trigger when you sacrifice a fetch land. I think we can just get Stomping Ground here. Okay, so Raging Ravine is not a bad draw because we're going to be Bloodbraid Elfing this turn anyway. Yeah, we'll Thoughtseize. Ooh, crikey. Okay, so opponent are way off from this Citadel. I think it's they're not that far off, but this does kill us. But collected companies, they can cast collected company next turn. I think we're going to take collected company. Attack with everything. Get as much damage on the board as we can. Play Raging Ravine. Yeah, because next turn we're swinging in for 10. Okay, opponent finds a land. Yeah, maybe we should have taken the Citadel there. Not sure. We do have this backup Pyromancer. Okay, we'll play the Bloodstained Mire. And then Bloodbraid Elf will have shuffled potentially some lands down. No, it didn't shuffle any lands. So I think we'll just play this out. We could do Colligan's Command is amazing. Any sort of discard that will take Citadel. Okay, they're not the best draws I've ever seen. Yeah, not 100% sure. They put it on top, so that's probably a land, and they're going to play the Citadel. We could be in trouble here. Maybe I should have just thought seized the Citadel. Yeah, I think this isn't ideal, but they are going to take. They are down to 4 life. So I can't really do. Down to 3, so they're dead to a. Dead to a bolt here. No cards in hand. Okay, would have liked to find a bolt there, but we could attack with Raging Ravine. They have to block a lot of these creatures, but I think we're gonna, yeah, Bloodbraid Elf is lethal anyway. Keep up some green mana in case we find Scavenging Ooze. Lightning Bolt would be nice. Yeah, we'll cast this Seasoned Pyromancer. I love Bloodbraid into Seasoned Pyromancer, is great, yeah. Get rid of these 2 lands. Liliana. That's a bit annoying because we can't cast that. Yeah, I should have played the land there. I should have thought about it because now I can't play Liliana, but it would have been lethal because I could make my opponent sacrifice a creature. Okay, play a land. Yeah, I should have. That was silly. Yeah, we had lethal there, unbeknown to us. But yeah, I should have played that. Should have played that better. Hopefully that won't come back to bite us. Okay, opponent has a Gilded Goose off the top, sacrificing some food to gain some life, so I can play more stuff with the Citadel. See if they have anything else. Land. So they're gaining some more life, up to 5. Yeah. Up to 5. Anything else? So at the moment we're just playing Liliana, I think. Depending on if they play anything else. Draw a card, so each time they sacrifice something, Mayhem Devil's shooting. I suppose so at 12, I don't think that's too bad. Okay, Plague Engineer off the top. That's okay, we can just about deal with that. See what they name. Okay, Renin 6, pretty nice. What can we do here? So they've named Shaman. So we play Liliana, Edict my opponent, but then we haven't got enough to activate Raging Ravine. I think we play both our Planeswalkers here. Whenever a player sacrifices a permanent, it deals 1 damage to a target though. So I'll probably kill my Seasoned Pyromancer. But I think this is the way to go. Annoyingly, Plague Engineer does have Death Touch. And then we'll play out the Renin 6. Just going to use this to ping my opponent. No point in attacking here. So we'll just pass. Yeah, so Renin 6 is lethal next turn. Don't know if we block. Opponent can't really use this Citadel. Being at 1 life. Let's think about what we're going to want to bring in sideboarding. I suppose my opponent can escape. Escaping that for 5 mana is pretty good. And then they sacrifice it to kill Renin 6. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay. Opponent doing... yeah, the play that I thought they would possibly do. So, okay, so yeah, they've killed Renin 6. Okay, so we could attack and kill all their creatures, but I think Liliana's better here. See what they... but then they can just do this again and again. This is fine. Okay, I think we are attacking now with Tarmogoyf. They will trade. But we've got the Ravine. Yeah, I think this is fine. I think we're going to... Obviously, we're just looking for Bolt or Colligan's Command, ideally. So there's a clear board. We've got a Raging Ravine and a Liliana. Those pesky kitchen finks gaining my opponent a lot of life at the start is quite annoying. Okay, so what are they? That's annoying because that gains my opponent some life. Yeah. Opponent can gain. Just give me a lightning bolt. Finish the game. Okay, so I guess we'll play this. Tick up. last card out of my opponent's hand. They can't use these mana. And then we're going to... Oh, okay, so we get a Mayhem Devil out. So do we attack or do we make the elementals? If we attack... I think we have to keep attacking. But my opponent is just... My opponent's just going to escape this Woe Strider again. So attacking doesn't do much. My opponent chumps with this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can make the tokens. Although it would give my opponent one less creature to sacrifice to Woe Strider, but no, I think we're just going to make the tokens. Yeah, this is pretty. We're not actually in very good shape here. Yeah, my stupid play may cost us this game. Earlier, where I could have, if I'd held up a different mana, we would have won this one. But okay, opponent finds a fetch land. Oh, they can play that from the top of their deck, of course. Oh, but yeah, the fact that they can gain life turns on this citadel as well. Not doing anything. Oh no, they're going to attack first, I'd imagine. I'd imagine no attacks with Zulaport Cutthroat. We can activate Raging Ravine to block as well. Yeah, this is just going to be the escaped Woe Strider. Unfortunately, this is going to be a lot of damage we're going to take as well. Oh, yeah, I think we've lost this game. Which is very frustrating. Yeah, because now my opponent gets to scry and deal us damage, and it's this escape that's doing us. And now Bolt isn't even lethal. Yeah, because we go up to... They go up to 3, but this can keep them sacrificing creatures and gaining them life. Yeah, this was my own stupid fault, really, this one. Okay, opponent up to 4. Okay, plays Mayhem Devil. Okay. So I'm a bit surprised at this, maybe, because now they are dead to a lightning. Actually, I think they might just be not quite. Wait, they've sacrificed the Zulaport Cutthroat. Bit surprised at that, because we make tokens and we've got the Raging Ravine. Renin 6 is pretty good. So yeah, I think they're going to attack with everything. Hold up. Oh, right. We want to make sure that we can attack with this Raging Ravine. We're activating the right one. Make sure we hold up Renin 6 mana. Okay. Okay, opponent does go to 1, so I think this Renin 6 is hopefully going to be lethal here. Yeah, this is why I'm a little surprised that our opponent got rid of the Zulaport Cutthroat. That was kind of keeping them in this one. Okay. Right, well, despite my silly play, we do get there. So I think we want Plague Engineer. We possibly want Ashiok. We definitely want Nile Spell Bombs. Possibly Fatal Push. I don't know. We definitely don't want the Inquisition. Don't think we want the Inquisitions. Maybe keeping Thoughtseize in. Although when we did get to top decking, they were grindy games. So I think I'm going to cut those. That's a quite nice straight swap. Scavenging Ooze is obviously amazing. Liliana's not the best, but I think that's fine. Yeah, let's just go with this. Yeah, not seen this deck in Modern for a while. I remember seeing it a while back, but it does grind well. But yeah, my misplay kind of almost cost us dear there, but okay, so I think this hand is fine. It's got a turn 2 Goyf or Abrupt Decay. And then turn 3 we can hopefully do something with Plague Engineer. Opponent's kept 6. Okay, so they might have Veil of Summer in. Just going to play the Ravine. No point in playing any other land. We want all of our lands. Oh, opponent hasn't got a land. So I'm going to do this. So let's go and get Blood Crypt and play a Tarmogoyf. So notably, yeah, we're not really too interested in doing anything that will let my opponent Veil of Summer. Okay, Birds of Paradise is fine. Yeah, so now that kind of makes our mind up for us. We're just going to Edict that. Given that my opponent's so short on mana, just going to take the opportunity to get Lily down. We could have Plague Engineered there or Abrupt Decayed. Obviously, those are the other options. Okay, so this is interesting. So I think we just need to keep going. This is a bird. So I think we're just going to use our mana. What are we discarding? Could be Ashiok. Well, actually Ashiok is pretty good. I think it's just Decay here. Although we could discard Engineer and then get it back with Colligan's Command. Yeah, that's better. And then go Colligan's Command, return target creature. Yeah, we don't really want to make my opponent discard a card in case they've got any escape. Stuff going on. I mean, well, I guess Liliana's making them discard anyway. Yeah. Okay, my opponent does find another land. Okay, so we just continue to kill their mana dorks here, I think. I think we just Edict with Liliana. Ugh. Okay, so do we Abrupt Decay the Goose? I think we do. I think I'm in for just, yeah, obviously Veil of Summer's horrible, but I think that's fine. We're just trying to shut them off as much mana. They haven't got any red mana. They do now. Maybe that was loose. Okay, so we can Plague Engineer away the goat. Slash just Colligan's Command something, or we could just Bloodbraid Elf. Yeah, I quite like to Bloodbraid Elf, keep the pressure on. see what we hit. Yeah, Spellbomb's fine. So I have to block one of these. I mean, this isn't escaping for... Oh, right, yeah, sure. This isn't escaping for ages. It costs 5 mana. Okay. We could have Colligan's Commanded instead there, but I think this is fine. I guess Colligan's Command, make them sacrifice the food, isn't... Collected Company. What do they hit? They're looking for kitchen things, I suppose. We've got good cards in hand. Opponent gets 2 creatures. Okay, so that's fine. So I think we're gonna I think we're gonna engineer hold up Spellbomb here. Although we can just wipe their board, which I like better, I think. So engineer, kill the Cutthroat. Hold on. So Colligan's Command, kill this, kill this. No, I think we want to get the Plague Engineer down. There's lots of options here. So we engineer. My opponent has to do stuff in response. Is this whenever it dies, scry 1? So we could just push this, get rid of this. My opponent has to block with this. Or we Spellbomb, kill this with Fatal Push. Kill this with Push. Colligan's Command, kill, kill, attack. Would that make Tarmogoyf lethal? We've got creature, instant, planeswalker, land, which is just as much. That would make Goyf for 5. We then go, yeah, kill this. Kill this with K command. Push this, attack, which wipes their board, and then they can't gain life. Okay, yeah, I think I quite like that. This doesn't have escape, does it? So we're going to want to do this anyway. We could try and draw a card, but I don't think we will. I think this is fine. We just want to keep their board as clear as we can. We'll push this first in order to not... oh, we should have... Yeah, this is slightly wrong order, actually, isn't it? Yeah, because I needed to... Yeah. That doesn't make this lethal. Yeah, that was silly. I should have Colligan's Command, killed the Zulaport Cutthroat. Return. We don't want to return, I don't think so. Destroy target artifact, deal 2 damage. I suppose they would have gained the life from that anyway, so this wouldn't have been lethal. But we've cleared my opponent's board. They've got 2 cards in hand. They scry to the top. Sure, is this another collected company? Okay. Oh, double Finks is relatively frustrating there. Okay, so Bolt's pretty good. So we're going to attack. Okay, so we Bolt 1 before damage. And then we can Plague Engineer the Sphinx away, but they've gained a lot of life there. So engineer naming oof is pretty good here. Again, we get to kill both of those. Oh. They grind well, this list. Okay. Another land's not bad, so, but I think we're just going to Spyro here. I think we're past the point where Ashiok is going to be good. So we could Fatal Push this. We haven't got Revolt. I think we're just attacking with everything. I think we are going to Fatal Push here. I just don't want my opponent to be able to cast the Bolus's Citadel next turn if they find a land. Okay, Woe Strider, a little bit annoying. Okay, Brennan 6. So we could attack with everything. So I'm going to go Brennan 6 here. We could have attacked with this, but then my opponent just blocks. So we'll shoot the goat. Okay, my opponent concedes. Okay, so yeah, I didn't play that one perfectly, but we do get there. So yeah, I think obviously game one there was the whole not thinking about my mana cost that was left over, but that's definitely something to think about. So whenever we're casting Bloodbraid Elf now, we'll the lesson here that we'll go forward is we need to think about what mana we're leaving up just in case we cascade into Seasoned Pyromancer. Or I suppose Kolaghan's Command if we want to buy back a threat from the bin. So definitely need to think about that. And then in this game, I think this game was fine. We had a lot of options. I think my opponent, we had a lot of gas in hands. I'm not sure. I think all roads led to Rome there. But yeah, I think that was good. So good to get the win with 2-0. See you again for round number 3. Okay, welcome for round number 3. We'll be on the play here. And the hand is good. Inquisition into turn 2, Brennan 6 on the play is usually what we're after. So we'll go and get a Overgrown Tomb. And then if we need to, we can play a mountain on 2. See. Yeah, let's go and get Overgrown Tomb. And Inquisition. We've got the Thoughtseize as well. Okay, so Opt and a Big Teferi. Okay, so this is the kind of hand we want against control. Oh yeah, that gets even better. So I think we will play the mountain here. Hopefully they haven't drawn a force or a spell snare. Ah. Oh, we get very punished there. That's yeah, a very good draw from my opponent. So we do get to slam the Liliana. To be fair, I think I've said that loads of times on over the last few leagues. Oh, hope they don't have spell sale. They haven't had it, so I guess they had to have it at some point. But through an Inquisition, that's quite annoying. So we're going to discard the Bolt here. And then next turn we're going to, if we draw a land, we can make my opponent discard 3 cards next turn. So this is Esper control. Okay, well, I mean, we're going to go for this. We're taking a lot of damage, but against control, that's usually fine. So Thoughtseize. Opponent's got 4 cards in hand. We know 2 of them. Logic not. Okay, that's fine. No. So now we just go call against command. Okay, opponent's got 1 card in hand. And they're on 3 lands. We have a Liliana. It could be Cryptic in my opponent's hand. Okay, so we're just going to discard that forest. In case it's Cryptic, we don't want them to bounce the Liliana. Ugh, Snapcaster Mage. That's bad as well. So yeah, opponents had some good draws there. But, you know, we had a good start. So it's Snapcaster Mage and 2 cards from my opponent, essentially, and 1 from Opt and 1 from their draw step. They put 1 on the bottom. Yeah, so it's a Snapcaster Mage and 2 cards versus Liliana of the Veil and whatever we draw. We draw Thoughtseize, so I think, yeah, we're going to fire that off. See what my opponent's working with, and then we'll decide what to do with this Liliana. Force of Negation. Sure. So they may just have Force in hand. If we tick, I think we're going to tick up again. Okay, so we get a mana leak out. I think we are going to have to Edict at some point. Opponent casts Opt, they put 1 on top, play a land. Okay, so now we're going to Edict the Snapcaster Mage. Oh, this was the turn to find something good, really. I think we will play the land. Maybe we should have held it. So it's the top of our, the top of our respective decks. But we have a Liliana. Liliana's obviously good against control because they can't really hold up counter magic. That was a good draw from my opponent. Esper Charm, draw 2 cards. Doesn't look like they found a land. Oh, we're just finding lands. Opponent discards Kaya's Guile. We'd love to see a Bloodbraid Elf off the top, really. That's what we want to see. Opponent goes Field of Ruin. Or a Croxer would be amazing. Okay, Bloodbraid Elf. Excellent. So, okay, so from the last league, we remember now that we need to think about what mana we use. So I think definitely the 2 basics, and then this. And then I think it's just 1 of each. I don't think it matters on this occasion. Although, if we hit Scavenging Ooze, we've only got, we want to hold up green, I guess, for Scavenging Ooze. Yeah, we'll take an Inquisition, I suppose. Snapcaster Mage. Opponent keeps finding Snapcaster Mages. Choosing Kaya's Guile. Yeah, that's not a good hit really there. We really wanted to... okay, so I wouldn't be surprised to see them make a Spirit here. Yeah. This is really frustrating. So do we Edict now? My Liliana's going to die next turn anyway. So I think, yeah, we just Edict my opponent. Yeah, my opponent's had some very good draws. That's not one of them. So now we want to find more Bloodbraid Elves, Seasoned Pyromancer. Yeah, we definitely don't want to find any more lands. My opponent just needs to find a Planeswalker and it's game over pretty much. Or a Cryptic Command. Yeah, we'll play the Goyf. Kaya's Guile is just such a good card. What's my opponent found now? 2 mana, 3 mana. Yeah, there's a lot of draw 2s in my opponent's deck. Fatal Push as well. Yeah, this top deck war isn't going very nicely. Okay, that's good though. Do we want to play the Wooded Foothills first? Yes, to play around Mana Leak. And then I think we'll go and just grab a... we can't. Okay. Oh yeah, we discarded the forest. Yeah, so hold up the same mana. Okay, Decay's not actually too bad. Okay, opponent mana leaks the Bloodbraid Elf. Maybe we should have shocked there. But we didn't know we were going to hit Abrupt Decay, and that Snapcaster Mage is getting perilously close to just killing us. Opponent's got 2 cards in hand. Oh, is this Jace? Yeah, that's pretty rough. I think this is game over now. Yeah, that's game over. I guess we can draw Croxer or another Bloodbraid Elf into something good. Oh, correct. Yeah, I'm just going to concede here. You know, my opponent's a long way from killing me, but we can't keep up now. Maybe it was wrong to concede there. Don't know. It's just, don't know. Maybe it's just me being a bit tilted. But yeah, there were a lot of turns where we drew a lot of lands. That Spell Snare on Renin 6 was pretty brutal. And then my opponent kept drawing Snapcaster Mages. But that's the way it goes. Yeah, Esper's probably a lot worse for us than blue-white. So definitely get rid of the pushes. And we definitely want the other Thoughtseize. We possibly want Stone Rain. We definitely want all this stuff. Abrupt Decay kills Mini Teferi, although they only run them in the board usually. So we've got one more bring in. So Stone Rain's a consideration, Spell Bombs are a consideration. Brutality is also a consideration. Definitely don't want any of those. Tarmogoyf is not the best in this matchup. I often shave a couple. You try and win with the bigger heavy hitting creatures. Decay is actually... Are they going to bring in Mini Teferi? They probably will. But I don't... Yeah, I don't mind doing that. And something like that. Stone Rain's not the worst, I suppose. Let's go with that. Spell Bomb's just for Snapcaster Mage. Not that high impact, but again, this is this is good unless my opponent has a... Okay. If anyone sees anything that we could have done differently last game, I'd much appreciate it. If you could let me know. Okay, so here we take the purge, and then we're just going to try and win off the back of this red and 6. Okay, Goif, not interested in. Probably should have played a fetch land there. So they're opting. Puts a card on top. Okay, we have got red and 6 down now. Then we get to go Tarmogoyf next turn, Bloodbraid Elf the turn after. So we'll fetch using the land my opponent knows about. I'm going to get. We'll just go and get. We've got so many lands in hand, doesn't really matter. And get another Blood Crypt. Tick up on Bloodstained Mire, and then play a Tarmogoyf. Okay. So opponent's got 7 in hand. Hallowed Fountain. Please don't beat a fairy. Oh, another Bloodbraid Elf is nice. Okay, so my opponent. Actually, it's Esper, so they don't play Path to Exile. So how much do we care about our life total here? A little bit. No, it's right to activate Ren and 6 first. Yeah, we'll Bloodbraid into Liliana, alright. I mean, this has been pretty ideal. I wouldn't be surprised to see this counter, but still got pressure now. 2 creatures, and we've got a Ren and 6. Snap Caster Mage. Okay, so they get to snap purge the Ren and 6. Okay, we're just going to Bloodbraid again, although here it might be better just Season Pyromancer, because Bloodbraid Elf is harder to counter, but if we find something really good from Bloodbraid Elf they can't counter. Although they are at 10, I think we're going the aggressive route now. We'll cast Scavenging Ooze, and then we'll play an Overgrown Tomb, and we will shock it in. So opponent at 3. Yeah, this is the kind of hand that you always want to find against control. Inquisition, slam the Ren and 6 that they had to play suboptimally to deal with, and then just chain Bloodbraid Elves. Tarmogoyf got the business done there, but it's not always the best. I didn't ever think of Ashiok. It shuts off their fetch lands, but I don't think it's that high priority. I know some people will still run Boil in the side, which would have been nice. Okay, so what do we think about this hand? I think we keep it. It's got 3 good cards for the matchup. Yeah, I think we'll keep. This might be a loose keep, but okay. So we found a Blood Crypt. I think we will Inquisition, just in case if we find Ren and 6 off the top. Mana Leak, eliminate. Okay, so we're going to struggle to get through all of this stuff. I think we're going to take Mana Leak, just because that deals with Colligan's Command the best. Opponent plays a swamp, so they haven't got white mana just yet. Okay, so another, that's fine. So we're going to play the Raging Ravine even though it gets got by Field of Ruin. Okay, so my opponent mana leaks my Inquisition, which is fair. So we know 3 of the cards in my opponent's hand. Still no 3 of the cards. Brennan 6. Is it worth casting Brennan 6 here? We don't get any value, and all we do is get eliminate from our opponent's hand. No, I think we're just going to cast Colligan's Command. Like, it's not amazing, Colligan's Command, but okay, opponent's got op. So we know the... Okay, so they do put 1 on top. Field of Ruin. Maybe we should have Cryptic. Okay, so we're going to Colligan's Command now. It's not the most, if you know, the best use of Colligan's Command. They can get rid of an eliminate. Spell Bomb's not too bad. We could Spell Bomb and K Command, but I think we're just going to start Blood Braiding now. Cascading into Season Pyromancer, yeah, we'll have that. If they counter that, that's a good target for my Colligan's Command next turn. Opponent deciding what to do. Looking like a logic knot. Okay. Oh, targeting Bloodbraid Elf. Okay, so what are we getting rid of? I think we're getting rid of... We're definitely getting rid of Spellbomb. I think it's Renin 6 here. Or is it Colligan's Command? Renin 6 can... Colligan's Command can get Bloodbraid Elf back. But Renin 6 is so good. If they choose to eliminate Season Pyromancer... Although we haven't got anything in the bin. Yeah, I think we're going to get rid of Renin 6 and then... Oh, okay. That worked out fairly well. We just replaced the draws with exactly the same thing. That's an interesting one there. Okay, opponent could have Jace. Yeah, Jace is fine. We get to kill Jace. Hopefully. Okay, so opponent's only got 1 card in hand, so we're gonna... Okay, so we could Thoughtseize the card away, but they... No. Okay, so it's... Colligan's... So we're gonna attack Jace first. Attack Jace. So now it's the choice between getting Renin 6 down or Colligan's Command buying back Bloodbraid. I think we get Renin 6 down. Kill Jace. Play a Spell Bomb. Pass the turn. We could Thoughtseize as well. No, I think we'll hold the Thoughtseize. To make my opponent discard potentially when we want to resolve something. Okay, Raging Ravine says no land in our graveyard. So yeah, we're just going to hold this Spell Bomb forever now, until my opponent goes for a Snapcaster Mage. We'll take this out. And then I think we'll Thoughtseize now. And then try and resolve Colligan's Command at the end of turn. Okay, that's pretty good. So this can make us discard. Although they haven't currently got white mana. If they go for Field of Ruin, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we'll take the Archmage's Charm. And then if my opponent goes for Field of Ruin, then we'll make them discard the charm. Okay, so this is perfect. This is exactly what we wanted here. Because now they can't respond to my Kolaghan's command, so we'll return target creature card, throw graveyard to your hand, and have them discard. Do we want Bloodbraid or Season Pyromancer? I think we want Bloodbraid. Yeah, so this has worked out pretty well for us. And then we can get the swamp. Yeah. Yeah, so my opponent was obviously going to try and draw 2 cards at the end. Okay, opponent just concedes. We had very good rips there, but we navigated that portion of the game very well. Yeah, happy to get the win against Esper Control. We're 3-0. Yeah, let's move on to round number 4. Okay, round number 4. We are on the draw. Yeah, we have to mulligan this. My one land keep earlier did not end well. He says, are we going to keep this? Opponents kept 7. I think I'm going to keep this. I just don't think we want to go to 5. And we can cast 2 Inquisitions, turn 1 and 2 anyway. So I think we'll keep bottom Spyro. Maybe this is wrong, but I just think if we mulligan to 5 and then find a rubbish hand as well. Okay, are we going to be punished again? Okay, so Jeskai Control. So we have to take a Helix. So now we really need to find a lot of control in this league. Flagstone? No, they do find another land. Come on, land. Yes, we get there this time. I'd love for this to be a Renin 6, but sadly not. So you have to be a little bit careful of our life total. Do we get Stomping Ground or do we get Overgrown Tomb? I'm going to get Overgrown Tomb. Got lots of red lands to get. So let's cast this Tarmogoyf. Opponent's got wait, what? Opponent doesn't play a land. Was that a Modo misclick? Don't know what this means. We miss a land. Are we Inquisitioning? No, I don't think we're Inquisitioning here. I think we're just going to play. I mean, we're going to miss a land as well, but we do get to put 6 points of power on the field. My opponent does have a Lightning Helix, but they did just time walk themselves there. They should be casting Jace on that turn. Okay, so Bloodstained Mire, a good find. Okay, so we're going to go for Liliana here. We could just get Basic Mountain. Yeah, we'll just get Basic Mountain. Okay, opponent doesn't have a counter spell. So I think what we're getting rid of here. Decay? So Decay could kill a shark. Inquisition's not doing much for us against their hand. So I think we'll get rid of the Inquisition. Maybe that's wrong. Yeah, okay, so my opponent has, we know that they've got 3 cards that aren't takeable with Inquisition. They cycle the Shark Typhoon. Although they could kill Liliana with the combination of the Shark and... Okay, Blackleaf Cliffs. So I think we'll tick up. We're going to get rid of this decay. I assume my opponent is going to tap draw. But the reason we're doing this first and then holding up this is we can then play Liliana if they choose to bounce it with Cryptic. Okay, so just tap drawing, which is fair. Okay. Reflecting Pool is popping up a lot at the moment. Okay, so they've got another card in hand that's possibly another Cryptic. Okay, so yeah, I think we're just discarding them. We'll discard this push. Okay, and then we're just going to slam Bloodbraid Elf and hope for the best. Yeah, we'll cast another Goyf. Will we see a counter draw, counter tap here, or will we see... Okay, so they let Goyf resolve, which makes sense. I mean, I think we're just getting Cryptic again. Okay. So we've got a lot of pressure on board. This is Jeskai, so I would imagine they're less likely to run Supreme Verdict. What are we afraid of here? A big sweeper is pretty rough. Big Teferi is not too bad. Oh, they do run Supreme Verdict. Okay, eat my words there. Bloodbraid Elf. Oh, now we're drawing lands. Yeah, that's pretty rough. Maybe we shouldn't have committed the Bloodbraid Elf. Yeah, that's pretty rough. Because now my opponent just goes Jace. And that will probably win my opponent the game. Okay, so they're not deploying the Jace. So this probably implies they have a Cryptic. So I wouldn't mind finding Croxer. Right, so we could just not activate Liliana in order to save the bolt for a Jace. Or we could bolt my opponent. How much do we hate not doing anything here? We tick up my opponent. Well, they must have something. Unless they've discarded the Jace. No, they've got the Jace. So what have they got here? So I tick up. I think I'm leaving it. I don't think we... If it's Snapcaster Mage, no. I think I've talked myself into ticking up. They discard that, and then they've only got a Jace, and then we're threatening the ultimate at some point. And if they respond, I can bolt. Okay, So this is Snapcaster Mage of the Word. Yeah. So now we can't bolt because then my opponent just cryptic bounces the Liliana. Unless they go for the cryptic now. Oh wait, they have to go for the cryptic now. Because otherwise... That's odd. Because... Okay. So I'm just going to let that resolve. And then I just discard the bolt. And then we play Liliana again. Tick up. We get the Jace. That was odd sequencing from my opponent. Yeah. Because that Jace was just going to win the... Oh, and now we get Croxer as well. So, yeah, tick up. Play this top-decked Croxer, I guess. Foothills. Yeah, not sure. Like there must have been some rhyme or reason as to my opponent's line there. I'm just a bit surprised. I would have thought wait until end of turn to cryptic bounce, but this could be a path. Or a Teferi or something. Or Helix, maybe? Okay, Cleansing Wildfire draws on the card. We get a land. So here we've got to decide if we edict my opponent and go for the win, or if we don't want to be greedy. Okay, so opponent not giving us a choice. Yep, that wins us the game. So, yeah, I think we navigate that fine. Ren 6 is obviously a good draw, but any removal spell gets us there then. Crocs are so good against control. Okay, so they are on the Flagstones plan. We didn't see the Blood Sun plan. So we definitely don't want these fatal pushes. I think we will bring in the spell bombs. And did my opponent have fetch lands? Let's see whether they did. Oh yeah, they played Flooded Strand. Okay, so they're not on the Blood Sun plan, which means they're not on the Lotus Field plan. So we probably want the brutalities. We want most of this stuff. Oh, we want the extra copy of Thoughtseize as well. So Goyf a little bit better against the red-based removal, but I think it's still fine to take out one or two. I think we'll shave a couple of bolts. Maybe we don't want all the spell bombs. Maybe something like this. And then one more out of these 5. Out of these 6. Don't think Stone Rain's effective enough. Maybe we do want the Goyf back in. Spell Bomb is just for Snapcaster. Yeah, I think Spell Bomb's fine. Snapcaster's one of the best cards against us. Yeah, this hand's okay. It's not stellar, but we'll take it. Oh, that gets a lot better now. That was a really good top deck. That's exactly what we wanted. Okay, so they've got Spell Snare and Lightning Helix. So given that we're going to want to play a 2-drop next turn, we'll take this Spell Snare. Then our next turn, I think, looks like Brutality. Okay, so they find a land. They don't play it though. So we could play Brutality, we could play Croxer, we could play Ooze. I don't mind Brutalitying away the Verdict, but we have got a couple of turns for that. Or we could Croxer. Opponent's got a lot. Well, they probably just get rid of the Helix is the problem. I think we're just duressing here. So Helix or Verdict? Helix kills the Scoos, but so does Verdict. They haven't got an extra planes, but they're probably going to aggressively cycle this Shark Typhoon. I think we'll take the Helix. Also kills Raging Ravine. I think we'll take the 2-for-1 potential. That's fine. Opponent is a little short on lands. Okay, Spell Bomb. So I think here we're just going to Croxus, play Spell Bomb, go. Although we could bolt the Shark, which they're definitely going to play. Oh no, we can't bolt and play Croxer. We're definitely Croxering, so let's Croxer first. Give my opponent less information. I'll probably discard the Lightning Helix. Okay, they're going to cycle the Shark, which is okay. They are looking for lands. This Teferi is going to be pretty annoying. And then do we Spell Bomb or do we just play Raging Ravine? I think I like Spell Bomb, just in case of Snapcaster Mage. Have they hit their land is the question. They have hit their land, so they've got 2 unknowns in hand. Okay. A little bit punished for not playing the Ravine last turn, but I think we're just going to play the Scoos. And given that we've got Nihil Spell Bomb, okay, so we're going to put that on the bottom, I think. Pretty low impact. I think we save the bolt for the Teferi and then try and kill it with Bloodbraid Elf. Okay, they do find the land. I'd imagine this is just them slamming Teferi. Okay, can't do anything about that. So they're going to tick up, I'd imagine. We're going to bolt in response. Maybe we should have let them attack with the Shark first. Yeah, finding Bloodbraid Elves is always welcome. Yeah, we can Thoughtseize. Yeah, we'll take Mini Teferi. Okay, that's our turn done. Okay. So yeah, next turn. So my opponent is drawing 2 a turn. Play their land. They got 2 cards in hand. Okay, they're saving this for a potential Jace, it looks like. Okay, so we draw Bloodstained Mire. I think we're going to play the land in case we need to crack Spell Bomb. Bloodbraid Elf again. Yeah, we'll cast that Liliana. We've hit some good cards with Bloodbraid Elf today. They found a mana leak, sure. What are they mana leaking? Okay. Oh, we've got Croxer now as well for next turn. Okay, so Snapcaster is the absolute... Snapcaster doesn't actually do it. They could have Cryptic here. Yeah, that's a bit annoying. So I think now, am I just spell bombing for value? Or do we wait until my opponent... Because we're not going to be able to do it next turn. And if we try and do it at the end of... Yeah, I think it's fine to do it now. Yeah, just because... yeah, so there, we're going to want to cast Croxer next turn. So, which means we're going to be kind of constrained on black mana. Okay, so we're just going to attack everything at Teferi here. We've got 2 cards in hand. Okay, so we do get to kill the Teferi. Is it worth Croxering? Or is it just worth Tarmogoyf? I think we're going to Croxer. Just kills so quickly. Don't really want to do... I think we want to keep the land in there for a potential Brennan 6. Normally you keep Liliana for the purposes of Tarmogoyf. I'm surprised this is just flat out resolving. Maybe that my opponent's just got 2 lands in hand. They could have a Verdict. I think we got rid of a Verdict though. Okay, my opponent concedes. So we hit very well from Bloodbraid Elf. There. My opponent in game 1 both time warped themselves by accidentally missing a land due to Modo. And then, I don't know, made a funny play, which there could well be a reason. I haven't played enough Jeskai Control to know, but just with our Liliana trigger on the stat, I think that play was a little bit odd, but there could well be a good reason for it. But they kind of lost their Jace. But I think we navigated it well, given that that's what they were doing. So yeah, okay, so we're 4-0. Let's see you again for round 5, going for the 5-0 with Jund. Right, here we are for round number 5, going for the 5-0. We open a good hand. You know, Thoughtseize into Red and 6, so we're going to go ahead and keep this one. Haven't got the fetch land to go with Red and 6. Don't really want to see a very aggressive deck. Looks like the Mirror, only deck that really plays Black Glaive Cliffs. Could be red black mid range, but yeah, it looks like the Mirror. So opponent takes, yeah, takes the Ren and 6, which is reasonable. So I think we'll just go ahead and return the favour and Thoughtseize my opponent. So they've got a good Jund hand. I think we're just going to take Liliana of the Veil. Like if we take the Bloodbraid Elf, they can get it back with Kolaghan's Command anyway. So their hand is starved of green mana. Let's see what they find. Okay, so they find a land, so they have got green mana available now. Wooded Foothills, so we're just going to play the Overgrown Tomb tapped and pass. No point in giving my opponent more information. Yeah, that's not a, you know, my opponent was fine to play Verdant Catacombs there. You know, it does give me information, but then they can save life by fetching a tapped shock. Okay, so what? Opponent has a Blood Crypt. Don't want this to be Liliana, really. Could be Seasoned Pyromancer. It is Seasoned Pyromancer. Okay, sure. What are they discarding? We'll get rid of Kolaghan's Command and Swamp. Okay, so we are a bit punished, I suppose, for not playing Wooded Foothills. Wrenn 6 does just die to Bloodbraid Elf is the problem. If my opponent has a land for Bloodbraid Elf. So Wrenn 6 kills this, we kill this. My opponent's got an empty board. They play Bloodbraid Elf. It's either that or we Kolaghan's Command. No, I think this is fine. I think we're going to Wrenn 6 kill the token, push the Pyromancer. Yeah. Just grab a mountain. Then Wrenn 6 kill the token, push Peasy. Say go. I'm assuming my opponent's going to go land Bloodbraid Elf, but if they haven't got a land, this is very good for us. And they did discard the Swamp, but they've had 3 draws at a land. But I think that line is better than anything else. And then my opponent goes Bloodbraid Elf. Yeah, they have got the land. But then we Bloodbraid Elf them back. Not sure now. Here comes Bloodbraid Elf into Crocs. Is pretty annoying. Yeah, that's going to do some good work. So we either discard Bloodbraid Elf and hope to get it back with Kolaghan's Command next turn. But my opponent's going to... No, I think we have to get rid of Kolaghan's Command. Yeah, we're just kind of really down on tempo here. Yeah, and like Bloodbraid into Crocs is very good, obviously. So now we get to do this. Hopefully find something good. Well, we find a Kolaghan's Command, so that is very nice. There's nothing in our bin. So we both hit well from Bloodbraid. But my opponent does have the ability to just slam Crocs her next turn. Which I'd imagine it will be. Yeah. Gets rid of our Tarmogoyf. And then we're at the mercy of our top deck. Yeah, we've just been kind of behind on tempo here. We need something to kill the Croxer now. Like a fatal push. Oh, well, we'll take a Bloodbraid Elf. We'll always take Bloodbraid Elf off the top in these matches. Question is, do we attack with the Bloodbraids? We'd only get 3 damage in. No, not really worth it. Okay, let's see what my opponent has. They haven't played a land for a couple of turns. I think we do. I think we have to kill this Croxer. Trouble is, if my opponent has removal, What happens if we just take it? We then bash him for 6-11. If we just take this, how bad is that? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then my opponent could be dead to a bolt or a Colligan's Command? Is that crazy? If we double block, we could triple block. If we triple block, we just lose both of our blood braids. I think we're just taking this, and I think we're risking it. We go to 4. I don't know if that was right or not, but you know, we can find blood braid elf off the top. We can find lightning bolt. That is a bolt. I'm going to look so smart if this works. I can't believe that worked. I just can't believe that worked. I mean, that is super lucky, but we played to our outs. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what my opponent had in hand, but I look so smart. Yeah, obviously that's very lucky, but I don't know what my opponent had. It must have just been lands. It can't have been Fatal Push. It could have been Fatal Push and they just declined to kill the Goyf. They didn't play lands for many turns. I can't think of anything in the deck they wouldn't have played. Maybe it's just all the disc. Maybe they just had loads of discard in hand. I'm really curious. But anyway, we get there in a sort of half sort of playing to our outs, I guess. But yeah, we'll definitely take it. We did draw very well. Obviously, we drew that second Blood Braid Elf, and then we found the bolt. But yeah, we'll take it. So we're cutting all of our discard in this matchup. I think that's still what we want to be doing. So I know some people will argue now for keeping some in for Ren and 6, but it's just such a horrible top deck. So I'll bring that in. We'll bring Push in. We'll bring Plague Engineer in. Now the reason we bring Plague Engineer in is just because it trades well with Goyf, and it can get rid of my opponent's Pyromancer tokens. All this is good. All that's good. Yeah, so we just need one card. So I think it's between these two. I think I'm leaning towards Ashiok, although it doesn't do very much in the matchup. No, I think we're going to play Damnation. Ashiok can be annoying, but the only thing it's really hitting is Colligan's Command and Croxer, which is probably only 3 cards. So, yeah, we're going to keep this. You know, it's got decent spells in. It's got decent spells in, and yeah, we don't like mulliganing in the mirror. So we're going to play Overgrown Tomb and Spellbomb. So playing the green land here to enable a turn 2 Ren and 6 if we have one. Looks like my opponent has a turn 2 Ren and 6. No point in spellbombing here. So now we have a choice. We could play the Goyf. So you could play Goyf, but then if my opponent has turn 3 Liliana, that's really bad. So I think we're just playing a land and passing here. I don't think we want to play the Goyf just straight into a Liliana, and then if they do have Liliana, we probably discard the Goyf and then look to get it back with Colligan's Command. plays a land, one would imagine. See what they've got in store for us. Could be a Liliana. It's not a Liliana, so now it's a little bit annoying that we didn't play the Goyf. Do we want to Nihil Spellbomb now? I kind of think we do, in case they're short on lands for Bloodbraid Elf. And it uses our mana. They haven't got much... okay, they instantly play Croxer, which is fine. So we'll ditch Goyf. And then fetch shot Bolt Ren and 6. So you can Bolt Ren and 6 and then we can Colligan's Command, kill Ren and 6 if we want. Or we could play our own Ren and 6. Nah, I think we're going return target creature, deal 2 damage. I don't really want my opponent discarding cards at a quick rate at the moment. Okay, so we come out well of that exchange. It took 2 cards to kill Ren and 6, but might be that my opponent doesn't have a land. I'd be surprised. They've had a lot of draws and they've had an active Ren and 6 for ages. Yeah. Okay, so they don't have any plays there. Plague Engineer is interesting, but I think we're just going for Bloodbraid Elf now. Bolt's not the best hit, but opponent's got a bolt of their own, so I'd imagine it looks like my opponent's got a hand full of answers. Could be Colligan's Command here. No, it won't be Colligan's Command because that would have just killed the Bloodbraid Elf. So not far from escaping Croxer. Yeah, maybe we were premature on that spell bomb. So if they go land Bolt or land discard, they can escape Croxer. Wouldn't mind finding Scavenging Ooze. Yeah, by land I mean, obviously fetch land. That's Ren and 6. Okay, so they're not on the Ren and 6 plan. Okay, so here we either go Ren and 6, Goyf. I think I'm just going to double Goyf, although my opponent probably does have removal in hand. But I think this is weak against Maelstrom Pulse. But at the same time, is putting 2 4, 5 6s on the field just really good. Or is Ren and 6? But no, I'm going for the double Goyf. This puts a lot of pressure on. I mean, that plus Raging Ravine is actually lethal next turn. So, I mean, my opponent has 3 cards in hand. So, yeah. Okay. Okay, they're not doing anything. I suppose the trouble is that Croxer Escape will reduce the size of the Goyfs. Look like my opponent can't. Oh, they did have blimmin' Maelstrom Pulse, which is rough. That is very rough. Okay, that's probably the reason my opponent didn't do anything. Maybe we should have played around Maelstrom Pulse. So wouldn't mind finding a Spell Bomb or Scoos here. Liliana's interesting. Yeah, so I think what we're doing is we're going Wren and 6, get back a land. Get back Bloodstained Mire, which we're not going to play, we're just going to discard it to Lily. Tick up. And then Lily can deal with... oh, that is a good point. We are going to have to discard the Plague Engineer, which is a bit annoying. But I think that's fine. Opponent gets rid of a mountain. Maybe we should have maybe we should have played around that Maelstrom Pulse. Yeah, that's probably a better play. I mean, it's easy with hindsight. A better play was probably Wren and 6. Okay, opponent plays Spell Bomb. Are they going to go for Croxer? If they don't know what our play will be. Depends really what happens here. Doesn't look like my opponent doing anything to try and kill our Liliana. Okay, so they hold up this. So they could have Bolt, they could have Push. So yeah, a few things wrong I think we've done this game. I think we should have played Wren and 6 when we played the 2 Goyfs. I think we should have gone Goyf, Wren and 6 to diversify it. And then I think, yeah, aggressively cracking the Spell Bomb was wrong, I think. Okay, my opponent doesn't have too much here. They're just cracking Spell Bomb, looking for a card. So what we do here really depends on what we draw. If it's a blank, then we Edict and attack Wren and 6. Okay. Well, now we can attack Wren and 6 to death. Okay, so it is a blank. So I think we just play this. We're definitely Edicting my opponent. And then we'll activate Raging Ravine. How much do we care about this Wren and 6? Yeah, I think that's fine, because I think it's good to kill it here. Because it's otherwise just going to ping our Liliana. Opponent's got 2 cards in hand and a Croxer in the bin. We've got 2 Planeswalkers and a Raging Ravine. Okay, unfortunately the video on the recording seemed to cut out at this point, so I've switched to I'm just going to run through the rest of the league, the rest of this match, sorry, with just watching on replay. So yeah, cut out at the critical moment, but we'll take it from here and see what happens. Opponent just plays Spell Bomb. We've got, I think we're doing fairly well. We've got 2 Planeswalkers and a Raging Ravine versus my opponent's Nile Spell Bomb, and they're going to cast. They got Liliana, so that's not too bad for my opponent. Declines to uptick, which is which is interesting. It means that they've got something in hand they want to protect. Obviously they can protect it from our Liliana uptick by cracking the Spell Bomb to draw a random card. So see what we draw here. Okay, so we just draw nothing. Play out the land and tick up. See what my opponent discards. Liliana on 2, so we can Edict a creature if they find one. Would imagine. Okay, so they are protecting whatever the last card in their hand is by the look of it. Exiling our graveyard, which is reasonable. Yeah, so played this Bloodstained Mire obviously to we haven't cracked it so we can get it back with Ren and 6 after the Spellbomb has gone off. But thinking about it, I think the last card in the hand is probably something that kills Raging Ravine. But we're attacking. Unsure if I think we want to attack Lily. It just makes our future creatures a lot better. So opponent does have the push. So this is, yeah, possibly should have played the... we can buy back the Raging Ravine, but possibly should have not played the Bloodstained Mire so we could to get back the Raging Ravine and play it this turn so we can attack with it next turn. We decided to attack the Liliana there. Not sure if that's right, not sure if we care, but yeah, it's difficult one. So we did have to discard our Raging Ravine, but we were able to get it back with Ren and 6. So opponent top decks a Tarmogoyf. So, and they can play Croxer as well, which isn't ideal. So we're going to need to Edict with Liliana. It depends what we draw. We'd quite like to draw a removal spell. Our Ren and 6 getting up to nearly ultimate as well. We are going to take 3 from this Croxer. Fetch, just grab a tap land. Finding our own Croxer wouldn't be too bad here. Okay, Seasoned Pyromancer is a great draw. Yeah, that's certainly a very good draw. See what we find with it. That's probably the best draw we had actually. Makes a blocker, draws us more cards. We are going to want to hit something good off it. So yeah, we find our Liliana. That's really good. So now we can just go ahead and Edict my opponent, and then play another Liliana, Edict them again. Yeah, they were some really good rips from us. So, and then we buy back the Raging Ravine. And then play the Raging Ravine and pass. Let's see what my opponent's got. So opponent is making us sacrifice our Seasoned Pyromancer, which is fair enough. And passing the turn. Okay, so we just draw nothing. So we'll tick up the Liliana. Get the last card out of my opponent's hand. See what it is. They're pausing. Yeah, okay, so bolting our Liliana, which is fine. We'll get rid of a Blackleaf Cliffs. And then we get to smash in with Raging Ravine. I think we're going to kill the Liliana here. Again, just if we draw a future creature, I think that's better than just attacking my opponents for 4. I mean, putting Liliana in the bin is a little bit unfortunate because it allows my opponent to escape Croxer next turn if they find a fetch land. Okay, so yeah, we're just we could ultimate here, but I think given that we haven't got anything in the bin, I think we'd rather just plus to keep Ren and 6 around. If we do end up with an instant in the bin, it then allows us to keep it around and loop the instant forever. Okay, opponent does find a fetch. They're going to cast Croxer. Bit worrying here because Croxer does dome us for 3. Maybe we shouldn't have attacked that Liliana. Yeah, maybe that was a mistake because we could have hit them for 4. They'd be at 9. So we draw, we could do the removal. Okay, we find Abrupt Decay. This is just insane because we can now decay this, attack with Raging Ravine, buy back a land from the graveyard with Ren and 6, and then we just get to decay everything they play. We're at 6, so we could die to Bloodbraid Elf into Lightning Bolt, but I think that's it. Or Bloodbraid Elf into Croxer. We haven't quite got lethal next turn. Opponent has a Goyf. Okay, this is fine because Renin 6 just allows us to decay that. Bloodbraid Elf's a nice draw. Kind of an embarrassment of riches what we can do here. So maybe worth pausing. So we can either decay the Goyf using Renin 6. Well, we're definitely doing that. We're definitely going to buy back a land with Renin 6, decay the Goyf, and then my opponent's at 7. The Raging Ravine's a 6 on attack, so we can either do that or Bloodbraid Elf. But I think here we're going to just attack with the Raging Ravine, keep a card in hand, put my opponent to 1. That way, Renin 6 is lethal next turn with just the ping ability. Yeah, putting our opponent to 1. They're dead to Kolaghan's Command, Bolt, another Renin 6, anything like that. So pass back to my opponent. Can't see too many ways out of it. As I say, we are dead to a good cascade from an opponent's Bloodbraid Elf, but can't really do too much about that. So opponent thinking about it. What have they found? Okay, my opponent finds K command, so they are able to get back their Tarmogoyf, kill our Renin 6. That's pretty good. I mean, we've still got a Bloodbraid Elf. Okay, we just find the K command and we're able to burn our opponent out here. Yeah, okay, and that should lock up the 5-0. Excellent. Okay, very happy with that. Obviously, the first 5-0 on the channel. Really happy with that. Breaking the curse of the recent 3-2s. We've gone 3-2 in a lot of leagues recently. But yeah, really happy with how the deck performed. Yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoy that. Please do let me know if this is something you're enjoying. Please do think about like and subscribing if it is something you're enjoying. And yeah, hope to see you again for some more mid-range action and hopefully some more mid-range 5-0s. Cheers.